If you're anything like me, then your recommended is filled with Palword videos, which is basically just Pokemon with guns. But since the NFL season just came to a close, I had the idea to switch out those guns with footballs. So I got the biggest football fan that I know to help me build a Palword football team. This is how the draft went. Please consider liking and subscribing, as it lets me know that you want to see more videos like this. Alright, this is how we're gonna start it, Lane.
Alright.
I'm gonna open an image of either a Cativa or a Foxparks.
Alright.
And you're gonna tell me which one it is.
Yep.
And if it's right, then it's your first pick. And if it's wrong, then it's my first pick, alright?
Man, okay.
I'm ready whenever.
Okay. Aliens are invading Earth. Death beam towards Earth. Who you got? I got Cativa.
You're wrong, Lane.
Man.
With my first pick,
It'd be interesting what you do here. See how you go first.
you gotta have a good quarterback.
Oh,
So I take Anubis.
good pick. He was on my board. He was up there. He's QB1, but QB2 is still a stud though. Don't even trip. That means I could hold off on my QB for a little bit, but I don't know if you're gonna take him at the first position though.
I had to take him at first position just because of the severity of the position.
Yeah.
You can't get into a fantasy draft and not have quarterback within your first few rounds at least.
Okay, I see where you're coming from. Alright, you ready for this one?
Yes.
So to combat your quarterback pick, I'll be taking a defensive player. And with my first pick, I'll be taking a free safety, Jet Ragon. How would you say that? Dragon. He's a physical stud. He is absolutely fast on the field. He is a jet. Nothing's getting by him. No ball, no human. No pal in the world. You know what I'm saying? He's the fastest. He's a hard-hitting free safety. That's what we needed to combat against Anubis. I liked him out of college. He was good. Got a lot of looks. Did good in the pro day. I had to take him.
Anubis, his partner skill, says he sometimes dodges attacks with a high-speed sidestep while in battle. So not only does he have hands to throw the ball, he can also break sacks by doing a quick sidestep. So that's the main reason why I took him QB1, because I didn't want to lose that. And also, he charges a massive amount of energy before firing a large destructive ball. So he's used to this. He throws lasers. Literally.
Yeah, no, he's a good kid. Praised by his community. They have statues of him there.
They do.
They do. They love him there. They're going to back him wherever he goes. And of course, he went to you. First pick, first overall. All right.
With my second pick in the Palword's draft, I will take... Oh, just so you know, Jet Ragon was my wide receiver 1.
See, that's where we went different. I knew it. Yeah, I saw him as a hard-hitting, rangy safety, you know. Like a Troy Polamalu, I would say.
So my thinking right now is that I need to create a defensive side of what I just picked. So what I'm going to go with is Combat out of Dark University. Or University. University.
Alright.
Alright, let me tell you why. Middle linebacker.
Yeah, you done fucked up.
Let me tell you why. No, let me tell you why. You're not understanding the vision. Let me pull up Tom Bat's thing real quick. So not only does he have an ultrasonic sensor, when activated, it uses ultrasonic waves to detect the location of nearby pals. He has 100 play rec and 100 awareness of what's going on the field. That's his ability. And not only that, while everyone else is all tired on the field during nighttime games, he's out there working. He has infinite stamina. And not only that, but he's a magician, so he can do trick coverage.
Okay. I didn't have him at a linebacker position. Definitely not that.
Oh, you should have.
All right, cool. This is This is going great for me, actually.
All right. So far, you have drafted Jet Dragon as a free safety.
Yeah, I
And
know.
that's all you have done.
Well, yes.
What is your second round pick, Lane?
I think I have to go quarterback here because I don't know what position you'll take my guy here for quarterback with the second pick, for my second pick in 2024 Palword draft. I'm taking Robin Quill. He's a great guy on the field. Great floor manager, field manager. He's a Hawkeye. It's like built into him. He's got that thing on him always. He's
Crazy statement.
he's throwing it, and he doesn't like to throw it short. He's a sniper in the field, and I feel I've seen some stuff from him. Kind of can get out the pocket, still can make elite throws out of the pocket. So that's why we're taking him. Got to solidify the QB position.
You know, Lane, I'm not impressed so far, Lane. You've not impressed me.
I don't have to because you took Tom Bat at middle linebacker. Guys, we're lighting up all day.
I have very good reasons for that.
Tom Bat's side to side movement, his lateral movement, slow in the draft day. You should have seen it. You weren't there.
I was there.
You must have not been doing your research on that. Side to side lateral.
I'm not impressed, and I'll tell you why. The second pick you chose is a position that has already been filled on my side. So I feel as if that is a wasted pick of yours. Could have gotten a better bang for your bargain buck.
Because I don't know where you're taking Robin Quill at, because there's no way he's not on your draft board. He's a great kid.
Well, he's on my draft board.
Exactly.
And I'll tell you exactly where he is. He's at cornerback 1. So it was a good pick.
Yeah.
Otherwise, but I was not going to choose cornerback 1. I'm not going to lie. What I am going to choose is what I believe to be possibly the best overall player in this draft. Actually, you know what? No. I'm going to pick a team player. The teamest of players. Every time he is on the field with his team, he makes everyone around him better. That's right. I'm giving my rookie quarterback a great shot by giving him Verdash. Now let me tell you all about Verdash. He is level 3 in handiwork. He got the hands to catch the ball. That is one of the highest levels. That is the 90th percentile of pals in their handiwork. Okay? Not only that, when fighting together as a team, he increases the player movement. That means that everyone on the team is faster when he's on the field. A great team player. Someone that you cannot pass up.
Elite pick.
You cannot pass him up.
Elite pick.
Slept on pick. Unbelievable that he fell so far, and I'm honestly sorry for having him fall so far.
See, this is where we differ, because I did see him as a high pick and a great player, but I didn't see him going at the wide receiver. I saw him as a cornerback 1, and he would have been great on the defense.
What's your pick, Lane?
Okay, so we went wide out. Okay, so I'm gonna go with defense again. We're gonna lock up the middle. Left outside, the left middle actually. The left outside linebacker. We got Croylinks. He's got them lengthy arms. He's a dragon. He's a headhunter. He's coming for heads. He's throwing that ball in the middle, the left side of the middle. He's done for. He's great off the edge too. He's a versatile pick.
Shit. Okay. All right.
Long reach. If we send an all-out blitz, he's putting his hands up there, and that's done. That's done for. That's
he does look crazy. He is a crazy looking guy.
Exactly.
I won't lie.
That's why we had to take him. Great at tackling too. He could get those arm tackles. His arms are very strong. Pro day, he was pushing some stuff.
All right, you're jerking his weed now. All right, talking about his strong arms and stuff. I don't know. It's a little gay.
Yeah.
You're getting a little gay here.
I'm just really into it. Wait, pause.
Dude, what?
No, that was pause.
Clueless. You can color me clueless. I won't lie to you. He was on my draft board, obviously. Yeah. But he was my right end 2. So he was my backup pick. I'm not mad about that.
Interesting.
Which is why I will be choosing right end 1 of mine so I don't lose out on an entire position. Felbat. Felbat. Now the reason...
No way.
The reason why I'm choosing him so early in the draft, he doesn't deserve to be up here, but I'm choosing him now so I don't have to resort to anyone else at right end. But I'll tell you why he's at right end. Felbat has a lifesteal effect which absorbs some of the received damage and restores its HP. So when it's in that fight in the trenches with the right tackle and it's getting pushed around, it's losing health, so is the right tackle, it's gonna outlast him. It's gonna outlast him. If it's a quick fight, he's winning it. If it's a long fight, he's winning it. So no matter what, he's winning that block.
Okay, yeah, it was a good pick. That was a good pick. Just not where I saw him going to a right end position. He doesn't have the
size.
Physical. He doesn't have the size.
But,
he's gonna be a little guy down there.
But he hits harder than you'd think. He can withstand.
Yeah, I had him at cornerback 2. He's a bat. I think he's flying around the field and lifesteal.
Did you even have lifesteal written down?
Why would I? I have nothing written down. Players' names. But this is bad now.
This is bad? Why is this bad?
This is bad. Like, you took my cornerback 1 and my cornerback 2, not even at the cornerback position. Okay. Now this is what I thought was wide receiver 1. It's offense. Wide receiver 1. He's a tall guy. He's a great guy. Let me find
great guy.
He's a great guy. He's a very humble and honest man. But when it comes to the field, he gets a love. He turns into a warrior, I should say. So at wide receiver 1, we'll be taking Bushy.
What?
I saw him wide receiver 1.
I'm taking Bushy.
He's getting past any corner with his ability. Any corner, he's in an instant. He's gone.
Don't make him angry by mispronouncing his name now. He's gonna hurt you.
Bushy, right? How do you say it?
Bushy. So your reasoning was because he can go to the cornerback in an instant?
He could get past the cornerback in an instant. It's easy.
Well, Lane, I will say he was on my draft board. He was definitely not a wide receiver for me. This is another complete misutilization of this character's abilities.
No.
Actually, he was on my draft board at a different position, and it kind of makes me sad, I'm not gonna lie. He is a strong safety, and I'll tell you why. His attack that you say goes straight past a defender actually teleports right in front of a defender, meaning that he is instantly there after someone catches it. So what he's really gonna do is instantly get to the corner. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing because right afterwards he can go past him. But that is a defensive ability. We're going to help out my defense because right now all they have is some big guys. We need someone in the secondary. Cornerback 2 is Beacon. Wings of Thunder is his nickname. That's what they called him in college. Not only does he fly around the field, he applies electric damage, which shocks and stuns the wide receiver. Meaning that when he presses someone, it's over. They're crammed. Yeah, they're crammed at the line of scrimmage. Every single play, he's hit. They're hit with paralysis for at least a few seconds, and by that time, it's over for the quarterback. He can't sit there for 6 seconds, which is why he's going down at cornerback 1. I'm gonna assume that Beacon wasn't even on your list.
Wasn't even on it. Wasn't even
because he doesn't. Because you're not doing enough research is what it is.
We're not worried.
That's the problem, and it's honestly a sad problem. You're just underrating these true talent.
I liked what you were saying with the electricity. Where my guy is, he's gonna be my right outside linebacker. We're gonna lock up the middle. So we're gonna go with a nice tall. He can spread the field or Zerk, and any ball thrown over the middle is thrown his way. And the receiver catches it. He's cracking them and he's stunning them, and they're dropping the ball due to paralysis.
True talent, true player. I think you're underrating him a little too much. There's a lot of power to this player and holding him on your team. He's definitely not someone to be trifled with. You can see it in his eyes. He's very angry all the time.
Does not like to mess around. He's straight business.
If I had to compare him to anybody, it would be Kometazine. A truly good pick, I won't lie.
Thank you.
And I'm not gonna lie.
Listening to all my picks so far.
I'm not gonna lie. It kind of messes with my team a little bit.
Good. That's what
but it's not a truly terrible thing because I know you'll still underutilize him. You didn't even say the best part. Not only does he paralyze people, if he hits a player that is of the water type, he has a higher chance for them to drop the ball or fumble the ball, which is why I was looking at him. He was my linebacker, one of my linebackers.
Yep, see, finally agreed on one.
I've noticed that none of us have drafted a lineman.
Oh, interesting, yep.
So I thought I'd take the opportunity. So I'm going to take, now this might be a controversial pick at first until I explain why.
Here we go, alright. I'm prepared to go what the fuck.
I'm taking Reptyro at left guard. I'm only saying this is a controversial take because he is lower on the board than every other lineman. The Magma-born Juggernaut. Crazy name to have, by the way, when you're working on the offensive line. In his PAL deck entry, it says, magma like blood runs through its body. If a large amount of water is thrown on it, this water rapidly heats, causing an immense vapor explosion. Meaning that if anyone on the defense even gets close to him, it's wraps for their whole D-line. There's going to be vapor explosions everywhere. And not only that, he has 3 attacks. One is Volcanic Burst. He raises his front legs before slamming them into the ground, causing volcanic eruptions under its enemies. It simultaneously bombards them with volcanic bombs from above. No way you're getting past the offensive line. It could just be him on the offensive line and it's over. Not only that, he energizes the surrounding ground, causing it to explode after a set amount of time. So if you're on the offensive line for a minute or for a second and a half, it's over. And then another one generates a sharp rock spear under an enemy. So if he just wants to take out one, he could just take out one. Doesn't matter. But I drafted him first on my offensive line because he can take out many.
Okay. Yeah, I had him in the trenches. Just not on the offensive side. I'm surprised with that. It's a high pick for him.
It is a high pick, but after the explanation, you have to admit that he deserves it. He deserves it. He was underrated in college. People like to look more at a Grisbolt and people of such when they're looking at linemen, but they didn't look too much towards him.
We're gonna lock up the backfield with a running back. For my running back, we're taking Incineram, stud athlete. He's getting past and through many. So you see the legs on him, you know he can move. He's got those horns on him, you know he could truck. But the stiff arm is elite. Great with the hands too. Can also be a good utility running back. Straight.
Yeah, he's on the higher side for running backs.
Straight running back screens, but we're running that rock.
What do they call it back in college? His stiff arm?
They call it the Flame Claw.
Crazy.
The Flame Claw.
Crazy nickname to give to just one move of his.
Like them a lot, actually.
I like him a little too much, I think.
Me?
Yeah. You like him a little too much.
You're trying to create narratives out here. I'm just trying to play ball, you know.
And you know, back in college, everyone used to like him a little too much. He was a playboy.
What is it?
He was a playboy. You can't lie. You can't lie.
As long as he's on the field, he's using his hands. I don't care what he does with them off the field, you know. As long as he's not in illegal trouble, that's fine by me.
For me, he was more of a left end 2. I am gonna go with a safety on this pick, though. The person I'm choosing at safety is Frost Stallion.
Oh,
now you might think he's not even on my list. Why would you even choose him? I wasn't even looking at him at all. The legendary Steed of Ice. Not only does he fly, and he's one of the fastest at doing it, he can freeze people. So if you want a safety, a true safety, no one's getting past this guy. If you even think about getting into the second level or the third level, he's freezing you, and then it's over for you. So that's exactly why I'm taking him at strong safety.
He's going to be my cornerback 1, because you took my cornerback 1. I'm going to butcher this, but Sibelex. So, like you were saying with your strong safety pick, same thing with the cornerback 1. We're gonna freeze him at the line, take him out of the play. Very stylish player on the field.
He does look very stylish. I do gotta say his pre-game outfits, I'm sure, will be great in the PFL. I don't really have a problem with this. I personally don't have a problem with this pick because he's not on my board. I think he's he was better in college when he was playing safety. And I say that because to use his ice ability to freeze people, it's ranged. So he's going to have to stick with the receiver for a bit before he gets frozen. Or he's going to have to be able to press him for a bit. He doesn't look like a very strong guy. So it takes a minute for his freezes to go off. For my next pick, I believe I'll go another wide receiver.
Okay, this is interesting. Wide receivers are interesting.
Two wide receivers. So with my wide receiver 3. Or my wide receiver 2. This is my wide receiver 3 on my board.
Oh, snap. Okay, yeah.
Is Lunaris.
Lunaris.
You think that's a little guy, but that's just Wan'Dale Robinson right there. And if you know Wan'Dale Robinson, he's a shifty little dude. Not only is he a shifty little dude, he has a level 3 handiwork. He is a dog when it comes to catching. He's like I said before with Verdash, he's in the 90th percentile, and if you pair them up on a team, Lunaris is just faster. He manipulates gravity, which increases the max carrying capacity. If someone's trying to tackle him, he's just gonna carry them. He's gonna truck the shit out of them until they fall off. He's a walking bus, but it doesn't look it. Not only that, his POW deck entry says it can control those who carelessly stare into its eyes. Those seen with the Lunaris are in its mind, simply under its control. He brainwashes the defense. There is nothing you can do to combat this wide receiver. It doesn't matter who you have on him, which is exactly why he is probably the greatest steal of this draft so far. And I know you don't got him on your board unless he's a free safety or something.
No, don't got him, but
extremely underrated.
Don't got him, but looked into him.
Obviously not hard enough, and I think you can see that now. A little more research on this guy, you'd see it. And he's my wide receiver too. Crazy bad luck for anyone else in this draft, which is you.
We're gonna stick with the defense. You know, I'm locking it up.
Smart thing to do when that was the previous pick.
So I'm taking a middle linebacker here, absolute monster. Some might say. Some might even call him a gorilla. You know, I'm taking. At middle linebacker, I'm taking Gorarat. Yep, Gorarat. He's gonna go full power gorilla mode on any motherfucker coming up the middle, Ashton. Full power gorilla mode. Who's beating full power gorilla mode? You know,
not many people. I will say, not many people are beating that.
He's an aggressive guy. You know,
some would say he's a little too aggressive.
But he might get a couple flags, but he's there to lay down the boomstick, and he's not messing around. You know,
you're gonna have to watch him with his locker room presence.
Yeah, he's gonna be a guy that we gotta take to some classes maybe, but it's okay because on the field we're gonna let that full power gorilla mode out. You know what I'm saying? He's got handiwork too. He's got hands. He's got big hands, big old hands. Good tackler.
I won't lie. He was on my board, and he was a linebacker. Yeah. But I believe that he was more of an edge because of that ability, because he can get past linemen with that. So I feel like he's wasted in the middle linebacker position because of pass coverage. Have you seen him in pass coverage? It's not pretty. He gets a lot of flags when he's sitting in pass coverage. It's a very good QB spy though. I'd compare him to a Vontaze Perfect.
Yep. I guess so, yeah.
I don't know if that would be necessarily a good thing though. For my left end, and I truly believe this when I say this, just know I truly believe it. I cannot believe that he has fallen this far. He's crazy. He's crazy. And you can see it in his picture. He is insane. He doesn't even care. And this is, some would say this is a risky pick given his nickname, Boom or Bust. He hasn't blinked in years, Lane. That's all I'll say. I'm taking Toko at left end. He is a menace. He doesn't think about anything but blowing up the offense, which is exactly why he's going on my left end position. You can see it in his eyes. He doesn't give a fuck about nothing. And the reason why I took him here is because he's so fast off of the edge, and he just demolishes anyone who's on the other side of the field that he's trying to get after.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And I just can't see anyone better blowing up a play than Toko.
Yeah. See, but types like that are the types to overrun plays. And with my running back, he's overrunning a lot. He's overrunning the quarterback. Quarterback makes any move, he's running right by him, you know. And he's gonna get frustrated, you know. He might be a locker room presence you might want to watch. He might blow up on his own team, you know. Friendly
No.
fire.
I've talked to him,
Boom or bust.
and
As
by
said.
by I talked to him, I mean I talked to him. He did not talk back.
Okay.
He is completely mute because he doesn't think about anything. So I very highly doubt that he would be any problem within the locker room, because he knows his team. He knows that he shouldn't blow up on them. And
And
since he
what'd you
doesn't
take him?
talk,
Left end?
yep,
Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. Are you ready?
yeah,
So left guard. Since your left end is so boom or bust, I'm taking this left guard war sect. This guy is a
shit.
stud.
He is.
Holding anybody coming off any edge. He has these long reaching horns. 3 of them actually. They're trapped. His arms all he can get arms, legs, any limbs. He's catching them, you know. And he's got, even if your guy blows up in front of my guy, he's got armor. Bro is the ultra hard armor. He's heavy duty, and he can move because he's still a beetle and he's got wings. He on wide receiver screens, he's getting out there on just passes, on pass protection or run protection. He's holding anybody.
I do believe that he is the best. He's the best physically at the offensive line position. The unyielding Colossus was his given nickname. Crazy to think about lining up against. But it's a good thing Toko doesn't think. So he has full confidence on doing whatever. Although I don't think that he would be able to do much.
Yeah.
The only problem that I think Toko would pose against him is the fact that he's not fast. We've seen him. He's big. He's a big guy. He's a big, strong guy. And you can't take that away from him, but you also can't give him speed, especially not when you don't have Verdash on your team. He is the perfect counter to a Toko, because in his PAL deck entry, it says, the ultra-hard armor surrounding its body is extremely strong and heat-resistant. Even a napalm blast would hardly leave a scratch. So I think Toko's only way of winning that would be to go around him. And Toko does outrun him, but it's still hard to get past that.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Number 1 offensive line in the draft. Offensive lineman right there.
I don't know.
In my eyes.
I think Reptyro being able to control an entire line by himself is impressive.
He's still a little guy. He's still a little guy, though.
I'm going to draft a linebacker before they get out. Let me find my linebacker too. Hopefully you did not draft him already. I think you did with Orzark.
Yeah.
Which is why I actually won't, because your linebacker core is already filled up. So I'm not afraid of using much more. You took Orzark and Gorat, which is 2 people that I had pretty high up on my defensive linebacker core. But it's fine. I'll take. You know what? I think it's time he comes out. I'm gonna take Palladius at running back 1. And I know you're probably thinking running back 1. That's not where I put him. No. And the reason why I put him there, Holy Knight of Legend, crazy. The reason why I put him there is because not only does he have a shield, he also has a lance. So he's able to hit people with that mean stiff arm or truck or whatever he really wants to do. And if he's about to take a hit, boom, shield. He just Heisman'd you with a fucking shield. How do you feel? And not only that, but he is able to triple jump, which is insane, especially because if he wants to, we've seen him do it in college over and over and over again. He hits people with the double jump, and they assume triple jump coming straight after. They've seen this in film all the time. It's coming straight after, and then he stalls it to make him dive over, and then hits the triple jump afterwards to make 2 defenders miss. It's quite insane, the ability that this man has. He's very athletic. He's able to use that triple jump to juke defenders the whole game, and they just can't figure him out.
Yeah.
Which is exactly why I'm taking running back. He has defense and attack.
Yep. Good pick. Nothing bad to say about him.
He's a stand-up guy too. He's the Holy Knight of Legend.
Yeah, he's very humble. Very
And he's
humble.
come from greatness, and it's hard to stay that humble at that young of an age when you're coming from greatness, coming from royalty.
Didn't let any
Anyways,
pressure get to him.
it is your
Alright.
pick.
Yeah, this is interesting. This is interesting now. It's getting down to interesting picks. But just for a safety valve, just a safe pick here. I'm gonna get a big guy down in the trenches. Actually, so he's big. He's big.
All
That's all I
right,
can really say. He's big. So I'm taking D tackle Memorist.
Memorist. Okay, you know,
So
you
he's
gotta.
big. He might not be the mover on the team, but he's gonna move some people out of his way. You know,
Yep.
he's got his long trunk, he's got his horns, and he's pushing. He's got some weight to him, and it's gonna be hard for running backs to get around him, or for any center to hold him. In fact,
They call him the king of the
gonna
forest.
he's gonna call king of the trenches. That's what they should call him. Actually, he's gonna be cutting some people down, trying to go up the middle. You know, just had to take a safe pick here. It's getting a little interesting. You know, first D line pick for me.
It is your first D-line pick, which is why it's such an interesting pick. It's not. He's a character. He in his pro day picture that they took for him, he looks angry, but still he's like he reminds me of a teddy bear. He's a very when you meet him in person, he's a very sweet guy, and you just wouldn't expect that after seeing what he's able to do on the field.
Yeah, he's more like a grizzly bear on the field. You know, he's not fluffy. You don't want to touch him.
He's not. He's not. Which is why it's a great pick. I won't lie. And a defensive tackle is exactly what you would expect at that position. He's not fast. He's a
not
very
fast.
strong guy though. That's
Yeah,
just,
like a
that's-
Vita Vea.
That's all.
You
That's
know.
all you really want to look at for that position. That's all you really need, to be honest. And I'm not gonna lie. He was my defensive tackle one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He has an
Couldn't have-
earthquake move.
Yeah.
That offensive linemen are afraid of. To be quite frank, it can take if an offensive lineman doesn't have great defense, it can take him down. It could take down multiple in one strike, which is why it's so feared throughout the league.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've been choosing a lot of defensive players here,
Yeah.
and I think I should follow suit. 'Cause you're taking my guys. I won't lie to you. You're taking my dudes, and it's bringing worry to the team. So I'm gonna take a free safety here.
Okay.
The fastest flying pal in college football, in the league too. He will be faster than every player in the league. He's the fastest flying pal, and that is Gale Claw.
Gale Claw.
No,
Interesting.
you're not gonna see a whole lot of damage from him, which is why he's at free safety. He's not a strong safety. You're not gonna see. He's not a heavy hitter. He's not anything like that. But boy, is he a ball hawk.
Mm-hmm.
He can fly around the field at speeds you'll never ever be able to see. It's truly,
Yeah, I understand that.
it was a great season to watch this kid really grow into his positions, because they started him at wide receiver, and then they moved him around. They moved him to cornerback. Every time they're like the team he was on, Division 3 at the start, and they're like, well, we need you at every position basically. So he played multiple positions at once, and they're like, okay, or he was like, okay, I'm being underutilized, and he transferred. And he finally got out of Division 3 because Division 1 saw his talent, and they took him as a safety, and that's where he stayed for the rest of his college career. And it was good. That's a good thing, because he had a great performance in his last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see. I'm seeing what you're seeing. It's just, film doesn't tell the full story. He's not, his work ethic isn't there for me. He takes a couple plays off, which we can't have. He's lazy on a couple plays. Can't have that on the football team.
I just don't see that. What is your pick, Clan?
All right. I think I'm gonna I'm gonna go defense again. because my
Crazy.
defense has to be insane. It's gonna be insane. So let me do a little more digging, see who I really want. Cause let me see. Just let me see.
Use the restroom while you think.
Yeah, so we're gonna lock up the safety position. We're gonna take a strong safety here with Suzaku. You know how
Suzaku?
to Suzaku. Yeah, my bad. Not good at pronouncing any names actually.
You're
So
you're
can't get
gonna
offended by it. I'll let them all know.
you're gonna piss off this team. Even if they won't say it,
But
you're gonna piss them off.
he's a good guy. He's bringing the heat. You know, he's getting down, hitting people, and if you drop the ball anywhere near him, and he causes any breakups, you know, it might be a drought for you the rest of the game. You know, quarterbacks don't want to throw his way. So just gotta get a nice pick with him. He's another safe pick from me, I'd say.
You know, and I sent my scouts to a few of his games. I wanted to see the power of the ruler of the Crimson Dawn. And, you know, I just wasn't as impressed as I was with some other candidates I had on my board. So I didn't have him on my board. I left him out because there was a lot of special players that I didn't believe he was over.
Mhm.
He has a cool nickname, don't get me wrong, and he is an athlete, but I didn't see as much potential as you do right now, I should say.
He doesn't need to be the greatest of safeties. He's there just to ensure a couple breakups, because that's why we got the stud free safety, Jet Ragan, with the first pick. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's fine. He's the same name as a character in one of my favorite animes, Code Geass.
Didn't know that.
Which everyone should watch.
Never watched
actually
it.
wearing a shirt. I was actually wearing a shirt today with him on it.
Who cares? You know.
Oh wow!
Let's draft the players. It's all about the players, you know.
And you know, this is not one that should be on anyone's team. You know,
No, he should. He should definitely.
does not compare to the.
With the way the
Frost
defense is
Island.
looking, you know, what can't I do wrong? You know, the defense is going to be making plays. It'll be hard to move the ball.
You know, that was just a very bad way of trying to sound good. What can't you do wrong, man? Boy, oh boy. What can't you do wrong? It's wrong use
You're
of that.
You're a goof. What is going on?
It's more of Len. The saying is what can I do wrong?
Oh, what can't I do wrong? You're right. That just fucked it up. What can I do wrong except to say that? That's the one wrong I've made today. To be honest.
Alright. I'm gonna take a lineman because
Okay.
that is the only thing that I think we are both lacking on, other than tight end.
Okay.
But I don't believe your tight end is probably the same as mine.
I don't think so, but we'll see. You know.
So at another right tackle one, even though this guy is we're gonna take Astagon at left tackle.
Okay.
And I'll give you some good reasons for that. I don't think I have any actual left tackle on my board. So Astagon, as you can see, is fucking insane looking. Ravager of stars. He is a savage beast, born of the abyss. Thou shalt not stand before the beast. Thou shalt not heed the beast. Insane. Just insane. Not only that, he can fly. He's just a big metal guy that can fly, and that was born in the abyss. I'm just gonna say that again. Born in the abyss. He calls down numerous small meteorites and launches them at enemies. I don't think I really even need to say much about him. Just if you just look at that, savage beast born in the abyss, insane. You know, it's gonna be kind of scary getting him on my team just because of how intimidating he is. But as a coach, I have to stay above the player. So I'll just have to learn to handle him. But he's known to be on the quieter side. As long as you don't mess with him, he doesn't mess with you. So that is my left tackle.
He's big, yeah, he's scary. I just didn't see him as a mover, you know. Hard
He
to
can
get
fly.
by him, but
He can fly. He's one of the
took him
moviest
more
movers
seconds.
on
You took that
offensive
away
lines.
from him, even though he could fly too. He has wings. He is a insect. But let's see. I think I'm gonna lock up the secondary with my final.
Worsect, in fact, cannot fly.
He has wings.
He cannot fly.
Can he hover? He has wings. He's a beetle. He can fly. Beetles can fly.
He cannot fly. And the PAL
Beetles
deck
can fly.
says he cannot fly. His wings are purely aesthetic. Those aren't even wings. Those are like scales.
No. We're gonna teach him how to fly.
He can, yeah, those are scales. He cannot fly. Can't
Why are
teach
they
someone who
scales?
can't fly.
Scale? That doesn't even make any sense.
They're like scales. That's what I said.
Oh well, it doesn't matter. Anyways, so I had to reach for cornerback too. You know, I had to find somebody, not even on the board, but I like who I found, and I'm gonna stick with him.
Did I
because-
take anybody on your cornerbacks?
Yeah, you took 1 and 2. You took Verdash and Fellbat.
Oh, and I took one at right end and one at wide receiver. Okay.
Yeah, crazy. So I'm gonna take cornerback 2, Ragnarok. You know, he's like Beacon. You know, related species, but not related as blood.
I see him.
People like to think that, but
true.
he's gonna stick with the receiver. He's gonna be right next to him, and he's gonna make some hard catches for the receiver. And even if the receiver does catch it, he's poking the ball out. You know, this is from what I've heard. He be eating some weird stuff, and he got a solid head. So, you know,
you just find anything about him.
yeah, but he's gonna be poking balls out. Cornerback 2, kind of a reach for me. Not my best pick, but he's still gonna be good on the team.
You know, I wouldn't say there's too much special about him, but he's not bad. He's not a bad player. I'm not gonna discredit him in any way like that, but I'm not gonna say he's one of the best, and I think you know that.
Yeah, but it's okay. Cornerback 2.
You left off with a pick on Ragnarok at cornerback.
Yeah, I did.
Which I think it's overshadowed by his counterpart that is not related to him, and who also plays his position. Now they do look alike, but on the field I feel they look very different, maybe a little too different, and I think that goes with Beacon being the better counterpart.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm going to draft a center.
Okay, here we go.
And I think we all know the first pick of the center.
I don't know. We'll see.
This, you know, if you don't have him here, then this is you're kind of a lost cause when it comes to drafting people, considering he is the face of Palword football. I'm gonna take Grisbolt at center.
Didn't have him. Did not have him at center.
The reason I take him at center is because he can be ridden, which means his lead block is elite. You can ride his block into the end zone.
Whoa, okay, yeah, we're riding his block.
Not only that, you can put a minigun on him, and he can stun tacklers because he is an electric type.
That would stun a lot of people.
What? He's a very big guy. His handiwork is also level 2, so I think it's a very obvious pick considering the hype around him, and I believe it's crazy that he's fallen this far within this draft.
Yeah,
I think
that's a good pick.
I think it's a little bit warranted. considering other people that we have, but he brings a lot to the table. I think everyone knows that. He knows it. That's why he's smiling all the time. He's always happy to be here. And I would be too if I was him.
He's the face. He's getting all
face.
the advertisement. He's getting all the money. You know,
He's,
NCAA loves him.
Yeah.
Or they don't. Maybe I don't know how that works. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. All right. So now that I got like almost the whole defense, here comes the offense. So I think my running game is gonna be very elite. Just to make sure it's still elite, so you just get some good blocks. We're gonna go with a center, and you said that was the obvious pick at center. I didn't think so. I thought it was gonna be someone else. Because we think differently, clearly. But my center is going to be Dig Toys. Okay. He's big. Mm-hmm. He's big. He's gonna be moving people. He's gonna be spinning people around.
He's big and slow.
He's gonna be heavy. He's gonna be piercing. But he's a walking contradiction, Ashton. He's got the strongest shell, which there's no D tackle is gonna crack him. But he's still be able to pierce that D line. So we're moving that D line, moving D linemen around.
I think he's a reach.
What else you got? That's what you've thought about every pick I picked. So I don't believe in your thinking.
All things considered.
Our thought processes are different.
All things considered, he's a big guy, but he's also a center. And when you're a center, you gotta lead. And you can't lead if you're walking 6 miles an hour. He's a tortoise. There's a turtle. Turtles are slow. We know this. Rabbit in the hair. Or the tortoise in the hair. Very, very popular story that we've all known since we were a kid.
You're right.
And I think he's a little too slow for
someone's run game. Tortoise in the story, he gets the job done. That's what we needed.
I think in center is going to have to do inside zones to the left.
Yeah, and center is going to go down the middle because Big Toys is going to move whoever's in the middle to either side.
Which brings me to my next pick, my defensive tackle.
Here we go.
And now my defensive tackle was I believe it was taken from me.
Yeah, it was Memorist.
It was Memorist? Yeah, it was Memorist.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was taken from me. So I'm going with my second pick, which I completely forgot about this guy, and I am now a little bit happier. Because I know he's someone you want in your locker room, you want on your team. He's someone said the George Kittle of the team. Masanda.
Okay, interesting.
He's a silly, goofy guy. He's huge, and he is fast for his position. For how big he is, he should not be this fast. He can also rapidly fire a grenade launcher.
What the hell?
But he's a PAL so powerful. This is what it says in the PAL deck. A PAL so powerful, it's hard to believe. In one experiment, this PAL tore through 3,000 pieces of paper at once. It's only by some miracle that this PAL isn't a meat eater. Incredible. That's the thing about him. He's such a he has so much power, but he holds it back for the sake of his friends. And that's exactly the guy you want on your team. And I'm glad that he's my defensive tackle too. And I'm glad that you took Memo Forest, because I would have not wanted or Memorist. I would have not wanted him to be wasted and not picked at all. He's exactly what you want on your team.
He would have been picked. It's not at the D tackle position. Alright.
Exactly what you want on your team.
Okay, so I had to make a couple audibles because of that pick. He was on the draft board. He was not D tackle, but he was the right guard, right tackle,
Right guard.
That was who I wanted for my right guard, right tackle. But now that you did that,
I took that. It's a good thing I took that.
Now that you did that, I have to do an audible. But now that I'm looking into this guy a little bit, I'm liking what I'm seeing. So I'm still gonna go with a right guard. But for my pick now, it's gonna be right guard Menacing. So
Interesting. Yep.
great pick at the position. I was thinking Menacing wasn't gonna be on the offensive line because of Masanda, but now that you made that pick, I moved him from my left end to my right guard. So he's gonna be good. He's got those big claws. He's able to suck in the defense and really hold that block, you know. And he's gonna really wear him down.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be no fun playing against Menacing. We got a great offensive line now, and that field is gonna be secure with these people.
No, some would say he's menacing.
Some would say he's the Steel Scorpion.
It's very menacing. Yeah, I would have seen him more as a defensive player. I had him on my board, but he was a very different position. Actually, wait a minute. No, he wasn't. He was my center too. But
See?
now
So
that I
he
look
was
at him,
high.
he seems more like a defensive player, considering he's
Yeah,
a
I know,
stinger.
So what he does is what he does, and what he doesn't is what he doesn't. Quote of the year for Lane, actually. If that's
I don't
write it down in the book.
That's
But-
why I
it down
said
in the book.
okay, because that made no sense at all.
But yeah, he's gonna be able to hold blocks because of his claws, you know. What my team does is just hold blocks. Warsect and Menacing on the right and
So
left.
a whole lot of holding is what you're telling me.
No, a whole lot of legal holding,
Yeah.
you know.
And-
Riding in the pads.
And I wouldn't expect anything else from your dirty team, your dirty brown monkey.
It's just okay. Now we're talking character. All right. Yeah. See, you're very professional. Bitch ass like, oh, wait. Bitch ass motherfucker. Fuck you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more picks, Ashton. And this shit took forever.
I don't even have a lot of shit too. That's crazy, man.
Me? Yeah, no.
You know what? No, this is a very underrated pick. Now that I'm looking at this, my linebacker. Yeah, I don't even know why she's a linebacker 5, but I'll have him as a right outside linebacker, inward.
Hmm.
And you may be thinking he looks more agile than
Yeah.
than many other things. You'd think maybe safety,
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely where I had him.
but I see him more as a linebacker because not only can he fly around the field, he increases damage to weak points. So he's a hard hitter. He's a scary thing to see coming at you, or maybe even playing coverage because he can fly. So it's kind of hard to counter him, considering he can come off the edge and he can fly. But he's definitely someone to deal with.
Yeah, I see it. See the vision. Definitely had him at safety, like you were saying.
He's a very agile player. I saw the potential in him because he played sub linebacker back in college, but he did play safety. But the sub linebacker film that I saw was enough for me to draft him at right outside linebacker.
Yeah, I'm making a lot of audibles right now. So I'm gonna go defense. I'm probably just gonna finish the defense up with my next 2 picks. Just to let you know, heads up. So left end, that's what I'm looking at. I made an audible here. I had this guy at my right end too, just in case.
Right.
But now that I'm looking at him, a little more. I'm liking what I'm seeing from him, and I'm liking him at left end 1. So with my left end, I'll be taking Blaze Howell.
Blaze Howell.
Blaze Howell.
You know, I don't
He's
have him
gonna
on
be
my board.
blazing. Yeah.
I
saw something
I don't
in
know
him.
if that's a good thing, man. I don't know if that's a good thing.
No, I
but
saw something in him with his hands. He has blistering claws, so he's gonna be. It's good when he touches that old line. They're not gonna be wanting them to touch him. So he's gonna move right by him, and he's gonna blaze straight to the quarterback and hit him with his horns. You know, any running back coming his way too.
Because you said does a whole lot of sus things that you said in a matter of like 30 seconds.
See, you're just your mind's in the gutter, buddy.
You took him at left end or right end?
Left end.
I didn't even take one look at this guy.
Yeah.
Didn't even know he was in the PAL deck. this is a no name to me, and I'm fine with it. I'm looking at him right
Don't worry
now.
about him.
He's
You'll
not
know
even,
him soon.
he's not even someone I'm worried about remotely, which is a good thing.
That's alright.
So I'm happy with your pick, Lynn. Very happy. Which leads me to my next pick. Very similar, considering that they are both fire type. Oh shit, I'm a liar.
Alright.
Maybe I'm not a liar. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I almost completely didn't draft this guy at all, even though he's probably the best guy I could have drafted in the past few rounds. And that guy is Necromus.
Yep.
Similar to Palladius, the Holy Knight of Legend. He's the Dark Knight of Legend.
Yep.
Once won with Palladius. Its darkened form is the embodiment of negative emotion. He's always angry. Although he doesn't look like it in his picture. He's always angry. However, a glimmer of compassion can still be seen deep within its eyes, as you can see in this picture. I don't know if you can see it or if you're looking at it right now, but he still has compassion. But the reason why I chose him is because he can double jump. So if he's coming off the edge, I'm taking him as a linebacker here. He's coming off the edge, or if he's in pass coverage, he can double jump over someone, or he can double jump, hit the ball down, whatever. He has 2 spikes for hands to cut through blocks. So I see this as like a no-brainer. When you look at a guy like this, you see all of his abilities, you think, why wouldn't I take him? What are the flaws here? It seems too good to be true, and and maybe it is too good to be true, but it looks pretty true to me, which is exactly why he's going down as my left outside linebacker.
Okay.
It's a good thing that Palladius and Necromus are on opposite sides of the ball, considering their history. 2 people on offense, 1 person on defense. You said earlier that you would finish up your defense.
Okay, alright. So, I'm making another audible. This is an interesting pick for me, because this guy doesn't seem like he'd be at the right end position, because this is the last one. Just like how your right end is he's a little small for his position. I'm going to take a small for his position too. So my right end is going to be Rayhound. So he's an electric dog. He's got that dog in him. He's going to be stunning the offensive line, and let me see what they call him. They'd be mistaking him for a bolt of lightning. That's how fast he is.
You remember
I don't even know his nickname
back in college?
His nickname's probably the Yellow Flash. Probably.
No, I know his nickname back from college.
I'm calling him the Yellow Flash. What's his nickname?
Electrocharged Zoomies. He's just a puppy.
How are you finding this?
He's just a puppy, Lane. It's in the PAL deck. You got to read up on him. He's just a puppy. That's all they see him as.
No, he's getting by people, and when he collides with anybody, it's gonna be like a thunderclap. But he's gonna be stunning the offensive line. He's got the double jump. We're getting around him. Had to make this audible. Didn't like what I was seeing, but I think he did good on the line. And from Ashton, all I'm gonna hear is, "Well, I like the pick because I didn't have him on my board, but we don't care what
you're right. I didn't have him on my board.
This is my board. This is my team, and people are obviously gonna know which team's gonna win."
Well, it's a shit team, Lane. It's a
no-brainer.
It's like I don't even know, bro. It's like a big scratching my head type of pick.
There's a lot of head to scratch there, buddy. So you keep scratching.
Yeah, I gotta fit that brain somewhere. No, I'm not gonna say it's a bad pick, but
I don't even know where you be seeing these nicknames at all. You do a lot shit, man. I could tell you a Japanese name.
What?
Inazuma. There you go. You gotta do your research. You was not looking. For real.
I am gonna assume that you said that wrong. So your defense is filled up, Lane. All you got is your
Lock
tight
that.
end and your wide receiver.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes. Here we go. This is where it gets a little funny.
So I got my tight end cornerback left. I think,
Really?
Yep. Then I
Okay.
think I have to go cornerback. I'm gonna take Phalaris. Phalaris is a
Oh, I have him on the board.
Phalaris is a Sentinel of Dawn. It raises entire areas with whirlwind flames when it has spotted a herd of its prey. So as well as it being able to fly, if it hits any ice type players, they are more likely to drop it or fumble if they're already in the ball carrier position. Which is exactly why I think it's
Mhm.
he's a hard hitter as well as someone who can make their presence known around the field.
Yeah, people know him around the field. You know, they say he's not as intimidating as he looks. He's known for his good scent. That's what people say. Don't ask me how I know
Hey,
that, but
that's
I
not
know
a
that.
Len, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad
Football,
thing.
in football, you know, it's.
In football,
You ever hear the stories about what they did in football in the trenches? Ashton, it gets dirty in the trenches.
okay, well, it's a
a little
good thing he's
stinky.
not there.
But still,
Ain't nobody ever been knocked for having a good scent.
I don't know.
Still a hard hitting
don't
guy
know.
who swings around the field.
All right.
All that's left for me is tight end, and all that's left for you is tight end and wide receiver.
So I'm gonna take my tight end,
You
and it's gonna
bitch.
be a little fun.
You're a
It's gonna
bitch.
be a little fun. It's gonna be a little funny guy. So
Okay, little funny guy.
it's gonna be a little funny guy. It's not. He's not little. He's not
Shit.
little.
Fuck.
No, you. No, I promise you, we don't have the same pick. Like I promise you. So for my tight end, I'm gonna be
Sure, why not?
taking Dino something. You know,
We do have the fucking same pick.
let's go. I
Should've
was
took
thinking,
him.
you know, like Dinosaur, it could catch the ball, but they
Mhm.
can also block too. You
Yep.
know, tight ends, you can't stray away from blocking.
Yep.
You know, the Dinosaur's got the vines, gonna be holding the block, got the vines to catch the ball. Not the
Mhm.
fastest, not the most agile, but it's gonna be making some spectacular catches. And that's what we like to see out of our tight end.
Yep.
You know?
He's a happy guy.
Happy
happy
go lucky guy. That's my George Kittle of my team. That's George Kittle as a pal.
You can't blame him for being picked as the first tight end by both sides. It's a level-headed move to do this, and it's a mistake if you choose someone otherwise.
Yeah, and don't be like Disney's character either, because if you get him mad, he will start doing his thing. He'll start raging.
I've been able to see him do that.
The tape says it all, you know.
He has hands. He's good with his hands. He's bulky and he's tall. That's what you want. Exactly what you want to see. So now with my tight end, I'm going to choose my tight end too, my backup, which I don't even think is a very bad backup, and that's a Lavander.
Lavander.
Now some people will look at this and be like,
All right. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
but I wouldn't. I look at this and I think, well, they got the build. They got the build for a vertical tight end, a very vertical tight end. And they have lifesteal, so they're able to take that press and just use it to their advantage. Not only that, but they run very quickly. I don't know if you've seen them on the prowl when they're in heat. Crazy, super fast for their height. Very not vertically challenged at all. Very vertically gifted.
Yeah, interesting pick. I don't think it's chasing the right type of balls out on the field, though. That's what I'm saying.
I think that's its specialty.
Not the pig skin, the different skin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the foreskin. Anyways, let's go to your last pick of the draft, Mr.
This is the
Irrelevant.
wide receiver.
Your wide receiver position.
Oh, wait, this is Mr. Irrelevant. which
This is
is kind
Mr.
of
Irrelevant.
crazy. But I don't know. I got 3 here that are still on the board, surprisingly. But like out of the 3, I'm gonna have to go with the most physical gifted. For the 2 falling this far. Probably not on people's draft boards because if he's falling this far, there's no way. But I'm gonna go with. Let me find. I'm gonna go with Loop Moon.
But, he was on my draft board.
He's gonna be my wide receiver too. I think he's just gonna be a physical guy. He's gonna really be battling. He's gonna be a good blocking wide receiver. I think. He's got his hands, and he could truck anybody. So, and he plays best when it's night outside. He's looking for the night games.
Everyone's energy is down. It's gonna be Tom batting Loop Moon.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. This is the team. I like my team.
I had Loop Moon down. I don't think I had him on a wide receiver though. I had him. Loop Moon was put down as No, I did. He was my QB too.
QB? Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. It was Anubis and Robin Quill. QB1 Anubis for sure.
Yeah. He had a Dark Energy Blast, like a laser attack, and he had a Nightmare Ball, is what they call it. Crazy. Anyways, yeah, this is the team. This is your offense right here. Everyone will be able to see your offense right here. This is his defense. This is my offense, and then my defense. Well, that is it for the draft. The 2024 Palworld draft has concluded.
What a draft.
It was a very long and fun draft.
Yeah, very interesting. Very long.
Very interesting as things played out.
Yeah.
And very diverse players. They play at so many different positions. It's hard to
that was really the problem going into it.
Choose one. Yeah. They're very good at a lot of things. They're all very different.
Just all athletes on the field.
Yep.
The whole draft board.
I'm happy with my team. Lane is happy with his.
Yes, yeah.
And you guys are gonna let us know who wins this draft. Who would win in the
Super
game.
Bowl. In the Super Bowl.
The Super Pal.
Super Pal.
Yep. And tell us who the MVP is.
Oh, most valuable pal. I like it.
See you guys in maybe another draft. We'll see.
Maybe this long shit.
I'm 2 days into Palworld and I'm 3 recordings behind. There's this pal, I'll take it hostage, although it won't want to be mine. I'll make sure it doesn't sleep all night and make sure where it works there's no light. I keep accidentally killing pals and taking away their rights.